Howdy, this is YouTube video number 2 for help. I'm going to go over the first essay assignment. Uh, when you're on Schoology, I have a hard time pronouncing that. You can see all the material for the course there. We're going to build as we go. So obviously, I'm going to start posting more essay assignments once we get to those. But the first one's going to be the self-regulated learner essay. It's good. I'm going to go over this real quickly. I'm going to go over in a lot more detail for next week, show you sample essays, stuff like that. But to kind of just get a sense of what you're looking at for the first essay before you do some pre-writing. You're going to write a 700-word, 5-paragraph essay. Again, hopefully the 5-paragraph essay is something you've had before and you're fairly familiar with. And you got to have that 3-point thesis and a paragraph on each point. But you're going to pick any 3 of the profile points of a self-regulated learner, and this is going to be all about you. You're not telling me how I could be a better student. That's what a self-regulated learner is a good student, basically. You're going to tell me how they apply to you. And the points are given down here at the bottom of the assignment sheet. And you got a copy of this in your folder. You're going to pick any 3 of these. Are you intrinsically motivated to learn? Do you come to school every week going, wow, I can't wait to see what, see what we learned today? Or your parents got to kind of drag you out of bed and pull you behind on the car and get the cattle prod and get you to class? It might depend on the class, right? Believe it or not, not every student loves writing essays. I know it's weird, but are you good at planning and organizing yourself, or is all your stuff just in the bottom of your book bag being thrown around every time you go up and down the stairs? Do you seek help when you need them? Can you control your learning environment? You're going to pick any 3 of these. My kids have trouble controlling their learning environment because we have 4 kids in the house right now, right? Some of you may be in the same kind of boat. Do you attribute failures to ineffective strategies, or you're like me, who I like to do the same thing over and over and over and just scream and yell because it doesn't work? And all I had to do is make a minor change and to be a little more effective in what I do. So you're going to look through these, and you're going to pick the 3 things you kind of identify with. A good way to do this is to pick, a couple of things you're good at, maybe one thing you need to work on. But it's kind of up to you. I try not to pick 3 things you're bad at, because then essay gets a little too negative at times. Pick something you're good at to work with, but it's kind of up to you. But again, you're going to stay focused on your experiences. You can see the word count requirements. Again, I'm going to go over this in a lot more detail next week. You're going to define some terms that you're going to read about in response number 1. We'll talk about figurative language next week. And you're going to avoid some words. You're going to start working with, just some basic sentence structure things. Make sure your writing is clear and concise. One way to do that pretty quickly is just to eliminate the use of it, right? It's generally either a vague pronoun or it leads you to passive voice. And we're just going to ban that word forever. It doesn't mean you can't use it in your writing, after this class, but that's kind of a quick and dirty way to write a little bit better. But the way the essay is going to work, your first paragraph, you're going to introduce yourself as a writer and a student. Are you a type A go-getter? I wasn't when I was in high school. I did enough work to keep my mother off my back, basically. This would be a good summary of my efforts in high school. It kind of didn't help me much when I hit college either. So I'm not encouraging my behavior. But you're going to introduce yourself as a student, give some examples. You might end up defining one of these terms in your first paragraph, but then you're going to get to a 3-point thesis, where you're going to say, I'm good at doing these, thing 1 and thing 2, but I need to work on profile point number 3. Then in the body of the essay, you're going to spend a paragraph on each one of these points. So if you're good at controlling your learning environment, you're going to show me exactly how you do that. Do you put your phone away and you turn the music off, the TV's off, and you're alone in your room? You got a beautiful environment where you can do your schoolwork, right? You might talk about the obvious. I mean, the opposite. I got brothers and sisters running around. My parents are yelling at me. The dog's barking. The cat's, sitting on my computer. You may have trouble controlling your learning environment. You may just be obsessed with your phone every time it buzzes. So you spend a paragraph maybe going that way with it. But you're going to spend a paragraph on each one of the 3 points you choose, giving me good examples, developing good well-developed paragraphs and good description. Then your conclusion, you're going to start, you kind of pull back and give us a big picture. What's if you can improve these profile points, how's that going to help you? One here to help co-op with your last year of high school, in college, in your career. Right, nobody wants an unorganized nurse walking into their sick room, right? Just telling you here, try these pills. I can't remember if these are yours. You want a nurse that knows what he or she's doing there. You're going to see a lot of these, affects your career and your life. But that's just the basic, quick overview of the essay. Like I said, I'm going to show you, go in a lot more detail next week, show you a sample essay and exactly how each paragraph is going to work. But I want to kind of get you the big picture before we start doing the pre-writing, so it all kind of makes sense as you're working through your assignments. So I'm going to get off here with this video and get ready for the third YouTube video, hopefully the last one for the day. We'll talk to you in a second. Bye-bye.